Hey there, I am Cami from the blog Tidbits at tidbits-cami.com, where I love to celebrate the art of homemaking. Now, I am here today to help you with what seems to be one of the trickiest parts of a room, besides probably choosing paint color. Let's talk about window treatments. If you haven't picked out and installed several blinds or shades, this process can be super intimidating. I have been there. But after adding window shades to countless windows, I want to help kind of demystify the process and break it down for you and help you shop for budget or custom window shades with more confidence. A little clarification, I am not talking about drapes or curtains today. That is like a whole other topic for another day. So let's dive into window shades specifically, which brings up another very important clarification you'll need before you even start to go shopping. Let's talk about what is the difference between window blinds versus window shades. An easy way to remember this is simply that blinds are hard and shades are soft. So blinds are often made of wood slats or like hard vinyl slats, even metal sometimes. These hard slats can lay vertically or horizontally or be on wider panels. Now you can contrast this to window shades, which are often fabric, like our linen Roman shades we just installed in my kids' room. They can be made up of linens, soft vinyl fabric, cotton or polyester, bamboo, grass, and many more materials. They come in many beautiful styles, like these roller shades we had in our RV, or these faux jute roller shades that we had in our last house. They can even be woven, like what we have now in our living room, or like these woven shades that were in my last house as well. Now, woven shades are definitely one of my favorites if I'm wanting to add a lot of texture to a room. Now, you can get cellular shades. It's something I've never done before. Or my new favorite recently are Roman shades, which create lovely soft folds and pleats out of fabric. Okay, I want to talk you through specifically how to shop for shades today and what options you have when you do. Now, I have yet to ever put in hard blinds in my home. I just don't really love them, though there are definitely circumstances when they are best. I just really much prefer the soft look of shades, and especially layering them with curtains if a room calls for that. Now, I need to let you know that this post and video is sponsored by my go-to company for shades, blindsgalore.com. I have actually used their products in every single home we've owned, every window so far, including the RV, and it's really just an honor of a lifetime to partner up with them to share this information with you. Through the years of working with them, they have truly been kind of my teachers to help me understand all things window treatments, and they have just really the most incredible window treatment selection and customer service that I've ever seen. So you can actually call them directly. They will hold your hand through the whole process if that is something you need. I really just adore Blinds Galore. That should be their new slogan. All right, please also note, I will leave links to the shades that I show you today in the description and directly on my blog post that will have a written version and pictures of this information and probably a little more added to it. So, okay, there are basically two worlds of window shades. You have budget options, which are kind of very standard sizes and you don't get a whole lot of options. Or if you have the budget for them, or maybe a window that simply requires more options, you can look at more custom window shades. So let's explore your budget shade options first. You can find really inexpensive shades at a lot of places like Target, IKEA, Home Depot, Wayfair. When you shop for them, pretty much what you see is what you get, and you have to just kind of hope that they have the size that you need. The process is just pretty simple. You just need the measurements of your window, and you need to know whether you want to install them as an inside mount or an outside mount, meaning like it sits inside the window frame or outside of the window frame, and just be sure to measure accordingly. You typically don't get to choose how they lift, what side they lift. if you want to valance or really anything, but they can be very cost effective. So, you know, there are some great options out there. Now you can compare this to buying custom window shades, which offer you probably more options than you were ever aware of. And that's why it can get a bit overwhelming. Yes, they cost more, but you can still select types and options that will save you a lot of money, and you get like a really high-end look. Now I just want to make you aware of the process today and show you what's possible. I'll even walk you through the selection process of one of our shades that I took myself. So let's take this step by step so it's clear in your head before you even try to go shop. So step one, I highly recommend order samples. I just really can't stress the importance of this step enough. Now, when you get into the custom shades world, there are just so many options, especially with Blinds Galore. It is so cheap to order a sample swatch, so just do it. In fact, I think Blinds Galore will actually ship you samples for free. Get lots of them in like many textures you might be considering, whether that is like pattern fabric, bamboo, woven, or whatever. I usually have like the type I want narrowed down before I go to select a handful of samples, just because you could quickly get overwhelmed by all the pretty things. So it's also been my experience that what you see on the computer screen is different from what you actually hold in your hands. So the importance of getting samples is really equivalent to painting samples in a room to see how it will look before you paint the entire room. So I really think, you know, you're investing your money into something that may stay in that room for a long time. So just don't take a shortcut on the decision process. All right, so after you have narrowed down your sample of choice, let's go through the order process. Now I'm going to use blindsgalore.com to show you, since I have found it is really the most user-friendly interface, but you'll likely find similar processes with other custom shade suppliers that you're looking into. So second step, you are going to need to select your size, and you'll want to plug in your custom width and height. We really have too much to cover here, so I won't go into that, but I'll link you to some resources and a video page that explains that process really well that I found helpful. Now we get into selecting the options, but first in Blinds Galore you can actually define the room or name your space, which is really helpful if you are ordering like for several spaces at a time. That will really help. All right, the third step, select the material. Now here's where you get to actually choose the color material that the shade you are ordering comes in. Now some cost more than others, so click around. And this can be a place where you splurge or save. The Roman shades that we just installed in our kids' room comes in this Bayside linen. The texture is it's just a natural linen texture, and it feels so dreamy. Okay, step 4, you're going to select your mount. Now you want to define whether you're doing an inside or an outside mount, as that will help specify the type of hardware they use for installation. You'll notice that Blinds Galore here wants you to verify the size you put in again, and it actually links to a video here to show you how to measure that accurately. Now I like that they do like a double check here, because if you order the wrong size on a custom shade, that is just really no bueno. So step 5, select your lift style. Now this is where it can get fun and possibly expensive. Depending on the type of shade you are ordering, you will have different options available. Now you can have a cordless lift, which is always my preference and recommendation, especially with kids. Now you can choose different cord options, what side you want the cord on, and Blinds Galore even has motorized shades. They wanted me to try these out in our kids' bedroom, and I am so hooked. This window is like too high for my kids to even reach, so having the remote option for them to lift and lower whenever they need to, it's really been a game changer. I think that when blinds are too hard to open, you know the parent's gonna be the only one to bother, but I love that they can close them at night by themselves, and they're always just anxious to open them up in the morning and fill their room with light. So if it wasn't easy, they probably wouldn't do it, and then I would just always have to be the one to do it. So if splurging a bit is an option, I cannot recommend a motorized shade enough. It's really so cool. You do have to be careful. I've noticed if your window is too wide or for certain types of shades, motorized just isn't an option. So I'm sure it has to do with the mechanics and all. And while you're ordering, they often specify the requirements for each option as you're choosing them. And it'll send up like warnings if what you selected won't work. But if it's an option, it might be worth skimping on other parts of the room to get these. Okay, step 6, select your shade style. Now you may have a style choice here, like we did for our Roman shades. You can see that there's the option for a classic pleated or relaxed Roman shade. I love the relaxed where it dips in the middle like you see here. It's really super pretty. And then step 7, I can see that you can select a liner. Now many shades can be lined. You can choose like light filtering liners, but in a kid's bedroom I chose blackout lining, so that could darken the room really well while they are sleeping. And then step 8 is to select a valance. Now a valance is mostly a decorative addition. It's that little fold of the same, sometimes different fabric that's at the top. Sometimes it's great to get it to hide the hardware underneath, make it look more streamlined, but sometimes I prefer it without for just a really clean and simple look. It really just depends on the style that you're after and what options your particular shade has. You might also get options to choose like decorative ribbon for the borders around your shade. It just really all depends on the style you've selected, but it will all come up. All right, so that is generally all the options you will have. Some sites may offer like warranties and such, but you can just follow the process through to checkout. But once you order, then your blinds are made custom to your specific window, which is so neat and can be a nerve-wracking wait. I do have a little pro tip here for you. Be sure to watch these custom window treatment sites for sales. I know Blinds Galore often has some really great sales running. Now, if that's all the info you need, feel free to sign off, but I am going to run through really quick one more time the buying process for these faux jute shades that have been really so popular on my blog and in our last home. They were such a good budget custom shade and looked like 10 times better than the standard plastic vinyl ones that you might grab from Home Depot or Lowe's. So let's go through that process. I truly hope that was helpful. I'm kind of surprised at how excited I got talking about window treatments, but if you like this design and how-to video, be sure to subscribe to my channel and give me a thumbs up so that I know what kind of videos are helpful for you all. Now, I believe I even did a detailed video all about the shades in our RV if you want to watch that. RV window treatments are often such an eyesore, so it was fun to swap those out when we did our makeover, and I do have a video on that reveal too if you want to check that out. So all right, I am out, but don't feel like you need to be. Head to my channel or blog for more tidbits and inspiration for do-it-yourself living, and I will talk to you soon.